West Iowa, born and raised. In the Navy was where I spent most of my days, chilling out next to an excellent pool and out shooting some people outside of the pool. Welcome to Bad Anime Decisions, where we waste money so you don't have to. I'm Anya Archer, and for this Independence Day, we have the US battleship Iowa personified, because everything needs to become an anime girl. We haven't actually played KanColle since that's a dangerous trap to walk into. We're called Bad Anime Decisions, but there are some things that are just too dangerous for us. Even then, we love some of their character designs, so we buy some merchandise like figures all the time. And food dojins.
Damn it.
Figmas are posable figures made by Good Smile Company, and they mostly have the same articulation joints, though they can vary based on how much their hair or clothing get in the way of movement. Along with their chibi deformed counterpart Nendroids, most of the ones I bought have issues with the plug connecting the figure to the base stand, and this is quite a problem with Iowa, as we'll get into later on. Let's start from the top. Here, Iowa's hair isn't too voluminous, and the front strands are flexible, though I don't recommend moving them or putting pressure on them too much. This allows her head to move freely in most directions, though she can't really raise her head up too high. The back part of her hair splits off on the main segment into two ends, and can be adjusted in a resting position, or splayed out as if they're being blown by the wind. I like when they're spread out, she feels really dynamic and alive. The top battleship hat thing is rather plain, but you can still see some details here and there. The black grill on top stands out pretty well and looks nice. Her face is really cool with sharp proportions, though I'm more used to seeing her with slightly more rounded faces. She looks cool and dashing with her default face, but she also comes with two alternates. A winking happy face that is super cute and super adorable, and a terrible face with her tongue sticking out from when she messes up. Our 1/7 scale battle damage version of Iowa figure also has the same playful face. Let us know in the comments if you want to see us review that one too. Moving down, her torso has a lot of impressive and not so impressive parts. The armor color around her neck doesn't have much detail, and I had to look close to be able to tell that it's meant to be metal and not fabric. The shavings wrapped around the sides are a little better, though I wish I had more depth to them. Figmas are not meant to be highly detailed though, so this is about what I expected. The fabric parts are impressive though. The little bow is the soft flexible material, though again I don't recommend moving them much or they might break. And there are a lot of folds seen in the top half shirt and her underdress too. You can even see the stitching in some parts. The form-fitting lines of her spine and navel are alluring, and that belly button peeking out is delicious. And the elephants in the room, Iowa's big guns. They're giant and carry a big impact. Their destructive power is immense. They also look really smooth and soft, and the cleavage in the middle is so inviting. I just want to
And you call me the degenerate.
There's quite some detail on her belt, with a lot of painted parts, and the equal crest on the belt buckle. America! Fuck yeah! No. The black and white skirt is soft and flexible too, and has visible folds. Going back up to the arms, they have full range of movement apart from when blocked by her hair. The decorations aren't too fancy, with just the top collar being mechanical. And again, the details kind of blends in unless you zoom in closely. The sleeve collars flaring out with their white stripes add a sense of dynamism and movement, and the gloves are also black and white. Like most Figmas, she comes with several alternate hands to adjust how you want to display her. There are even gripping hands that you can use with other Figma accessories. Down at her legs, she has garter belts that are grey and black, holding up knee-high socks that just scream America. The knee joints are white, which kind of ruins the illusion a bit, but at least they're better than being skin color. Her boots have a lot of folds molded in, and the black lines painted on are very striking. The soles and heels modeled after a ship's rudder also look pretty cool. Iowa has two holes, one at the top of her back and one at the waist armor, where you can connect her to the stand. On our unit though, I couldn't get the pig to fit into the top hole, and it only goes partially into the bottom hole and is blocked by something inside. I'm going to wait for you degenerates to finish commenting your loot euphemisms below. Okay, done? The problem though is that Iowa, and a lot of the other KanColle girls, have giant warship equipment that are heavy and need a lot of support. Iowa's equipment attaches to the base stand, then to her, and doesn't have any other support, so you have to be careful when posing her. At first I couldn't get the equipment to plug into her very well, but luckily, later on I got it to fit. There are two connectors you can use, the cooler looking one that is static, and a plainer one that has a joint. I wish the jointed one looked better too. It allows her equipment to move up and down and rotate around. Her equipment set is seriously impressive. There are so many details on her other set of big guns. The painting looks great, and there are tons of rivet holes and panel lines. You see small details everywhere, even areas that are usually covered. They're great from every angle. My only complaint is that some of the smaller turrets are entirely in white, and would look better with some painted details. There's a lot of articulation too. The large howls on the side have two joints in their connector to allow them to be posed in various ways, and when separate from Iowa, they can be compacted and displayed next to her. The big turrets can rotate sideways, and the barrels have vertical movement. They even move independently of each other. At first I thought that each set of 3 barrels were connected to each other, but then I saw in the promo pictures that they were displayed at different angles. It turns out that they just have a lot of friction, so I had to put in a bit of force to separate them. If you have to do that on yours, do be careful. The smaller turrets are also capable of moving around, though you have to be really careful with them, and the instruction booklet also says to hold only onto the base part and don't touch the barrels when moving them. One of the small barrels we have is also bent on our figure, and when we checked the unboxing footage again, we saw that it was already damaged before we got it. I might try to fix it up later. The box also comes with a cardboard cutout that you can insert into a D-stage display stand you can buy separately, though it's just plain red with her name on it instead of having any decorations. So, with a price tag of 12,500 yen, was this a bad anime decision? Man, figmas used to be the cheap alternative, but they're getting so expensive nowadays, especially when they come with a ton of equipment. Even then, I think this Iowa is awesome. Her main body looks really cute and beautiful in places, and her equipment is super awesome too. Being able to move the different gun turrets around is super cool. I really like this figma of her. Well, I'm also biased for liking mecha and military stuff though. Anyways, let us know what you think of this Iowa in the comments below. Also, please give us a like, and subscribe to get more stuff about anime figures. Maybe you'll like this review of KOS-MOS from last week. I'll see you in the next video, and remember, anime was a mistake. 朝の光眩しくて Wanker!
It's not Wanker! It's not Wanker! Son of a bitch, it's not Wanker!